Hey YouTube, is me Nikelclip, and there's something which it's first of all this video I'm currently making, which you guys are watching. It's it's not gonna be essentially as high quality because essentially I just want to get this video over and done, talk about what the fuck I'm frustrating, and then I don't care I even swear that in the first 30 seconds. I'm gonna get monetized anyway, but I just want to say what the hell's been happening with my PS4 and why I'm so frustrated. Just basically just ask you guys essentially for some advice with it. But let me essentially kind of start up essentially the entire thing of what have been happening, at least by the time I'm making this video, a few days time. And essentially, I'm believe like it was like a few days ago, with this video, is when I woken up, and I pretty much I was going on a day on that day college that day. I'm sorry if I'm just getting some like all mixed up, but I'm pissed off at the situation. And I remember logging up to my PS4 just to see essentially if I could essentially just log on Genshin or check out what the hell is happening, commissions, maybe some commissions, so if I don't have to do them later when I'm goddamn tired. But long story short, essentially for me just to go on, see what the hell's happening in the gaming industry for the Genshin. Essentially, maybe I could do something essentially I wouldn't have much of a time easier time when I do from college because I would be goddamn tired. And what do I see? I see my PS4 being put in the safe mode, which I I've experienced this essentially once, and that was like 4 months ago. And I know it's 4 months ago because I even like checked when I made the post about it a few months ago, and exactly 4 months ago. And it's at that point I was somewhat pissed, and I was just like didn't know what the fuck was happening. So I kind of decided to research what the fuck was happening. And I checked essentially there was like only like a few ways I could resolve the issue. Two of them which required for me to essentially to fucking restart my PS4 for the fucking second time. And I'm also essentially happy with that, essentially me just fucking losing everything on the PS4. As I had two videos ready to edit, which I did about the backroom maps, which I forgot I could finally maybe essentially just go record, and plus like one montage almost done. I need like a few more clips, and I just need like a solid song to it, and my montage should have actually been done. And to be fair, I kind of tried to do as much as I can to not do that way. I think it would have to fucking reset my PS4 because, as I said, I I don't really like doing something, like grinding some shit or grinding for the video. Then essentially for that essentially been like that's gonna be deleted, mate. You're not gonna get that back. You wanna get that video and like yeah, go fuck yourself, dude. So I was like trying to do everything in my power just so I could get those videos out. Because and also yes, somebody should mention, oh why the fuck did you not back this one up? Because I didn't know what the world fucking happened. Like I was not expecting for this essentially for my PS4 just to have a tantrum for the fucking second time. Not even a year after, no, just not even like the half year in between that fucking what happened. No, just like okay max. If we could be stretching, it would be like max 5 months when that happened. And I said I was trying to do that, and then I went to kind of college. I mean, I wasn't like really too pissed off, but it was just like it was something that was just eating in my mind, back of my hand. It was just like, for fuck's sakes. Like a few months I spent grinding, not so much grinding, but like collecting the clips for my montage, and then for them just to be all deleted all fucking once again. And and two other videos which were a collaboration with Lawyer and Antwan, which I really wanted for them to put up because I thought they would be kind of funny videos, me collaborating with someone else, playing some games. So I thought it'd be cool, continuation of the backrooms. As I said, I did try to reset my PS4, not so much reset myself, but get the issue fixed so I don't have to fucking reset it. I was rebuilding my database. I remember like doing that before I went to college, so I was having a slight bit of hope that if I wouldn't have to like reset, I would come back, it would be all perfect fine. I essentially like re-downloaded the update for like the other means throughout the PS4, so I wouldn't have to reset it. But then I just ultimately did have to reset, but that was not without USB stick. So maybe that's why essentially that has reset itself again. Maybe because the first time that happened, I didn't reset the USB stick, and the second time I done it, it's not with the USB. So maybe I should be explaining that at some point again. Like that could be a possibility because the other PS which I had when that did happen, I remember restarting with a USB stick, but essentially after that I don't remember that happening ever again. So maybe that's the issue. Maybe next time that does happen, if I should be expecting that, I should do it with the USB stick. Maybe that's on me. Maybe I'm the fucking dumbass one for essentially not thinking this through. I don't get why the fuck that's happening twice within the fucking same year. I can actually count essentially that did not happen last year when I had the PS4, and for the longest time that did not happen. I'm not sure when I exactly got the PS4, but I think I want to say that I had for the year without that kind of an issue happening to me, and then now recently, just this year, just started fucking going on a tangent to fucking resetting itself. I don't know what the fuck is happening. I'm not sure if people that work on their fucking PS4 or just PlayStation in general just fucking hiring some fucking dumbasses who don't know how to fucking program properly. I'm not sure, but that's something which have been happening to me quite recently, and it, it's been probably guys set from the overview for the essentially of the title, whatever, that I'm frustrated because, as I said, I love doing YouTube. I love collaborating with people. I love playing with Lawyer for the fucking like 10,000 time, whatever the fuck could be. Which is some kind of I'm not that we can play games together. If we could, then you can bet your ass we would be making a fucking over like 10,000 collaborations with each other, just playing games and doing whatever the fuck we want. But and I could have considered like YouTube kind of like my daily life basis. Now it could be kind of focusing something cringe, but or whatever the fuck. But when I was going through some tough shit, I'm sorry if I'm bringing that kind of mental shit to this, but when I was going through that, the only kind of glimmer of which I had was YouTube, essentially me doing fucking videos on here, seeing what I could improve, or essentially seeing essentially what the fuck I could do for the for the content on this channel, and I even said the second channel because I love YouTube so much, and me essentially playing with other people, trying to essentially if I could like some make like fun video where I would watch it myself. The limited tools I have, I love doing that. So essentially, when I have PS4, quite literally finding tangent twice and literally deleting 2 footage, which I could have essentially turned this into like a fun video. I even like showed like one clip of it essentially in my one of my like updating videos where I was going to college, and I was just like that video is going to be fucking great. People was gonna be fucking loving it. People who I play with gonna fucking love it. We were gonna have some last banter. We would have all fucking have some great times, give some fucking laughs. But now it's kind of gone, and I'm just frustrating, and so again, I'm sort of kind of bringing it into like entire like fucking mental health shit into this, and I didn't really kind of want to turn it up, but I'm not going to lie that I've recently been not so much going through some shit again, but at the same time it's kind of easily to say that that I am not currently having like fucking a amazing fucking Rainbows Unicorn shit life right now. So whenever I do try to upload for YouTube, I do try to essentially not so much make like a personal, but I don't want to really like fucking sound depressed in the videos. I want to essentially make something fun, and I just kind of like want to take my mind off something. I just want to make sure that essentially, or hope that essentially maybe if someone watches my video, they look how essentially how maybe following my videos, or maybe how shit my videos are, essentially they could like focus be like, okay, this video is absolute garbage by every single way you can think about it, and maybe that could like take them, maybe that could actually take them like the minds of essentially from the wheel for a split second. Like essentially, there's something similar that Wolf kind of did essentially when he kind of. I remember like when I was watching one of his videos essentially when kind of essentially why he uploads onto YouTube, and that just made me so motivated because I'm still watching these videos talking about escapism from real life. As if I could just like for a split second just watch him play video games and just do a dumbass decision, or do absolutely feel like your situation. I could be like, oh, that could just take me out of like the fucking real world, and just essentially focus on that specific specific moment. And I kind of essentially wanted to kind of replicate that because that I'm not going to say, but that kind of helped me through a lot of shit in my life. So I kind of was hoping that maybe I could do the same thing as because first of all I'm doing kind of YouTube, but essentially yes I do have a vision essentially where I would like to become like a popular YouTuber, but at the same time I'm prepared that I've been doing this shit for like 9 years. It's probably not gonna happen. And if it is, then by some miracle, well, I would be happy about it. But at the same time, it's going to the point where, at this point, I'm doing YouTube because I find it enjoyable. I find it as a hobby. I want to essentially improve in my video editing, which is why I'm going to do film in college. Why I'm essentially learning how to like edit films for better quality for here, better quality in my overall editing. Even though this video might essentially not be as high quality because it's kind of just ranting. I'm just want to essentially say stuff which I'm infuriating, and essentially when my PS4 for no reason just fucking reboot his shit, just put even more fucking stress, delete my hard progress like as a montage, and delete all everything that essentially I would not so much everything, but just like, if delete like it deleted like two videos which I was extremely excited to get into like editing. I know I should probably edit them earlier, but actually in something not so much but it's like actually that shouldn't have been like no, but at the same time I am an extremely lazy person. I would essentially like not so much do something straight around. Just like I mean I do get around to doing stuff, but it's just like I don't want to sometimes do stuff straight. I just want to like leave it out, just wait for a bit, and essentially I would get around to do it eventually. Like, and I'm saying essentially which I would get around to do eventually. Like I mean, like I said, eventually I want to get through the Sumo Story, and I did go through Musolia and Genshin, and I did that. So something I said like, oh, I want to, eventually get something and never do it. I do stuff. If I say myself essentially, I want to get through certain stuff done, and I do them, even though it might be put up like some course time, but I do them, and I had no essential like idea that my PS was gonna shut itself down again. So at the time it's kind of like essentially me being pissed off at PS1, me being pissed off at myself because I did finish those videos earlier, but at the same time that still doesn't essentially like explain the montage, because it's also when I'm going after to just create these montages. So, like I hit a good kill in my opinion in Fortnite, just like off, and I think to myself, I'm gonna clip that. I could make a montage in the future or something, but then eventually PS4 just decides to reboot this time. It just kind of loses shit, and it just kind of like makes me like, okay, why the fuck do I actually click these clips? Or would I try to do some kind of a montage if I'm just gonna shut itself down again? I'm it's I said this video is gonna be about blunder, is gonna be fucking all over the place, which I would like to apologize, but just like as I said, I'm just frustrated at my PS4 right now. I'm genuinely thinking of getting a fucking replacement, or seeing what the fuck is actually happening, and I just want to ask you guys essentially, like, have you guys something like this, or what the fuck I should be doing, because I have no fucking clue, to be fair. In some part of me, I essentially want to essentially think of getting of an Xbox, because I mean, so if I have an extra Xbox, having that deal with have to deal with this, it just Xbox just shut this down. But I'm not sure if they do have like a good recording software, because I do not have like a laptop or anything, so I could not really upload videos. At least the console plays, and they don't have Genshin Impact, so it's just like I would still have to play on the PS4 either way. So I'm probably thinking of getting a different PS4. But honestly, this just genuinely infuriates me. The fact that just PS4 just one day just fucking shut itself down. I'm just now, like, I know that some of you essentially might say essentially being mad at just my because my PS4 just kind of shut itself down. It's just so pathetic. I don't understand that, but at the same time, I don't want to say that essentially. You know what, that been my kind of essentially my kind of like wasn't really life, but just like my safe space for a lot of time, for a lot of shit. I went to essentially go market and actually try to play on the PS4, just be like to fucking forget what the fuck was happening in the real world. This shit is important to me. I will just make that straight away. This shit got me through. There's so much stuff which I don't think I would have gotten normally, or I would have got to be the same person which I am right now, to be fair. And although yes, I have to say it, I don't want to essentially make it out to say like my PS4 just the sole reason which why I'm the person which I am in today, but saying that the PS4 had nothing to do with that, essentially that it did nothing to actually have my mental health, that would be kind of just a straight up lie. So I am a person with essentially not so much hikers, but I do want to have like a fucking normal family, want to have a wife and children in the future. Like, that's why I'm going to college. I want to essentially make sure that, after I'm done with college and have a working job, and even though essentially I've been thinking of actually, like some kind of like, work, not so much work, but like work experience with that retail, just in case, if I don't end up like working in their films or anything, or editing films, I just still want to make sure that I have a normal job to make sure I do give support to my children in the future. I'm trying to go out, but I'm trying to be a living person, and I don't think I would have been like that, or the place which I'm in right now at such a place if it wasn't for that. And it might be sounding so fucking cringy, and probably many people say that it's kind of pathetic, but at the same time I'm just saying the truth. And if you will only understand essentially what that means, and if you actually not sure go through the same shit that I went through, but just like if you're gonna have a point in life of essentially that there's just pretty much nothing, just majority just doesn't bring you any fucking joy in your life, then you'll essentially find this one thing that you click on and just that gives you joy. Then you'll understand essentially what I mean by that. And just, as I said, it's just fucking frustrating to me. It's fucking irritating that I even have to fucking deal with it, and it's not even something that actually I know how to properly deal with, so I wouldn't have it. But again, it's just like, uh, be, and also essentially I have to look at the fact that essentially Wi-Fi, which I currently do have, is not the best. So, I mean, currently by the time I record this video, is my Wi-Fi is actually not too bad, where I can make this kind of video where, you know, I can even re-download all the stuff which I had, and that wouldn't take much of a time, but at the same time, Wi-Fi is not always the best around here, so the first time that my PS4 went to disabled, I was kind of like, all going fucking shaky. I was not going shaking, but you know, I was stressed about because I was thinking like, okay, what the fuck am I actually gonna do with my YouTube channel? Because at the time, I'm pretty sure I was mainly like doing like, not mainly, but like I was doing like a lot more consoles than I do now, and with that essentially being part of the picture, I didn't want to like to do like one type of this kind of like mob against the offer at the time. I just like, you know, trying to see if I could like maybe like get this thing under work, and it was like kind of a stressing time, and I just don't really want essentially add any more stress to my life that I not really have to go through. And I only just realized that at this point I'm just talking nonsense. But long story short, we somehow made it to the part of this video. My PS4 is somehow fucked, and I don't know how the fuck I should fix it. Tell me in the comments because I have no idea. Should I get a new PS4 with it? I should essentially like fix it with the USB, which if it does happens again, which I'm fully like expecting to happen at some point, like within next year, probably like in the next 4 months time, I'm just gonna be prepared for that and just be like, okay, it's gonna happen. So I've been just put myself a calendar, but anyway, I'm sorry for kind of like this weird rantish video, which I mean, it kind of became a rant, kind of begins just talking about my fucking a bit of my pencil, which apologies for that, but the very next week I'll be coming back with some more normal uploads. Like I'm gonna be doing like Inazuma Max Reputation next time around. So see you guys for that, and thank you for watching my weird fucking rant about PS4. But I'm gonna be heading on, guys, and I hope you guys' PS4 works better than fucking mine. See ya.